I'm going to make a delicious chickpea curry, and instead of serving some roti on the side, I'm actually going to use the roti as pie holders for this delicious curry. I'm using some ghee. If you don't have ghee, you could use butter for this recipe, about a tablespoon or so, and we'll just allow that to melt away. While that's happening, we can add our onions. You need lots of onions for this, so a large onion, and give that a stir as it starts to sizzle, and just coat all of that in the ghee. Now that they've softened, we're going to add a combination of garlic and ginger, and I've minced that up quite finely and a good amount, just to ensure that they don't burn. I always like to add some salt at this stage. What the salt does, it brings out the moisture in the onions. Great. Time to add our whole spices now. I have a combination of cinnamon and cardamom. Now with the cardamom pods, what I suggest is just bruising them with your hand, and you'll see that it opens up. 3 really does make a difference. It is going to be strong, so no more than that. And then a whole cinnamon stick that I'll break in half. And whenever you're cooking any type of curry, authentic curries always start with whole spices first, and then you add the ground spices. Naturally, if you're going to add the ground spices now, they'll burn. So you want to just give the whole spices time to release their aroma, and then we can add them. All right, that's looking quite good. So in with our ground spices, a combination of ground cumin, ground coriander, and this is Kashmiri chilli, and it's not as spicy as a regular chilli powder. If you can't find Kashmiri chilli, you could also use a classic paprika for it. So we'll just toast that for a moment, and then in with our chickpeas. It's a fantastic vegetarian curry. So that's about 2 cans of chickpeas that I've drained and I've rinsed. That's smelling fantastic. Now to give this a really lovely saucy texture, I'm going to use the combination of some tomato passata. In that goes. I'm going to cook this down for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then we can add the cream. All right, on to the really fun part, which is making the pie bowls. So I've got some whole wheat roti, and you just want to thaw them out slightly. See how they're quite pliable? That's what we're after. Now I'm going to brush it with a little ghee, because I love the flavour of the ghee. Just brushing that all over, because they are going to go quite crisp in the oven. And once it's pliable, grab your first pie dish and just mould it in to the dish. Okay, be really careful with it because it's quite delicate. See how it slightly splits like that? That's okay, it's going to go really crispy in the oven. So just pop that onto our tray. I'm going to continue making 4 of these into the oven, 160 for about 10 to 15 minutes, or until they're quite crisp. All right, the roti has come out of the oven. Look how crispy it has become. So good. So I'm going to place them onto a plate. I'm going to serve 3 here. There we go. And to finish off our chickpea curry, some garam masala that always goes in right at the end. And I'm just going to season it a little more. That is looking sensational. Not too thick, not too saucy, just right. Now I'm going to fill these, so I'm going to take my delicate baskets and we're going to add our chickpea curry. And now some final dressings over the top. A dollop of yogurt, 1 each. And chutney of your liking. I'm going to keep mine all quite mild with some mango chutney. Just mix that in with the yogurt. Looks quite pretty. and some fresh coriander just to make it pop. So just a few sprigs on top. Wow, that looks so impressive. Certainly not your traditional way of serving a curry with roti, but why not flip the script and do something completely different, taste delicious, and it's a bit of fun in the kitchen.